Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we've just dropped down from our move, so we've just come from home. We've just entered the area known as Konya Village. That's uptown, midtown and downtown Paphos in the distance. And of course, just beyond that is the blue Mediterranean Sea. It's a truly spectacular day in downtown Paphos. We're in the third week of March. And the temperature, if you're wondering, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you've got a husband called Mr. Sean, a cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo. The temperature today is in and around 20 degrees, which, to be honest, is not too bad for the third week of March. So where are we off to? Well, I thought I'd take you for a little drive down to downtown Kato Paradise, which of course is the downtown Kato Paphos harbour area, and let's go and see what's going on. It's a spectacular day, as I've said, and well, that sky, it's pretty blue. The sea, I'm pretty sure you could see, was pretty blue. All it's actually missing is you. So why not get on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy? Because I promise you, Cyprus, myself, Marika and all of the wonderful people in downtown Paphos, including the greatest man on the planet, the man known as the Mayor, to give him his correct title, Mr. Paphos, superstar amongst superstars. If you're thinking about coming to Paphos, well, don't hesitate anymore. Book yourself on a plane and get yourself to downtown Paradise. You're going to get a great holiday, that's for sure. There's many people in town as we speak. Gary and Michelle, well, they're hanging out and they're having a great time. We've got Anna Starr, our superstar lawyer, all the way from downtown Poland. She's coming in a couple of weeks. And of course, on Wednesday, there are some super duper stars coming in. Lady so sweet Caroline. And of course, that means that Nigel Big Guns is coming to town. And shortly after that, the one and only superstar Miss Ellie will be joining, and of course her mum and dad will be coming as well. And hopefully, as I've threatened, so sweet Caroline today, if Miss Ellie doesn't want to do the Chuchuchka dance down the Kato Paphos promenade, well, guess what? It's either going to be Lady so sweet Caroline and possibly even Nigel Big Guns himself. If we can drag him away from Miss Cooler's shop just for that moment, we can save his credit card from being zapped for yet another Breitling watch. Maybe we can get the man known as Big Guns to dance the Chuchuchka down the downtown Kato Paphos promenade. Now, there's an awful lot of people who are in town. We meet them on camera every single day, and I apologise that I can't mention everyone's name, but I'm laughing my head off here. I think you understand, because we're in downtown Paradise, and to be honest, we're living the dream. And Marika and Me, the channel, there's a website as well, if you understand. It's called marikaandme.com. And if you want to take some pictures of yourselves or your cat or your dog, if your name's Miss Dawn, why not upload them to our website and tell us who they are and where they are, and we will put a caption suitable to go with them. They don't have to be pictures in downtown Paphos or even Cyprus. They can be pictures from Lanzarote, perhaps, if your name is Miss Sally Bryers and you went and did a little vacation with Mr. Matt Dyers. There you go. And of course, if your name is Miss Andrea and you got a husband called Mr. Mart and you're off to Rhodes in the summer, well, I tell you what, send us some pictures and we'll pop them up on the website, because you're a family member, and wherever you go, let us know. Upload those photos and tell us where it is and what's going on, and we will upload a suitable caption to go with it. In a couple of weeks' time, by the way, well, 2.5 weeks I think it is to be precise, the Barnhawks are coming to town. Who's that, you may wonder? Well, that's John Barnhawk, his beautiful partner in crime, Miss Louise, and of course the whole gang's coming. So that means the baby Barnhawk, Miss Fern, is coming to town, and she's got a sweet voice, and we're going to go karaoke the night away with her. And of course Harry the Keeper, he's coming to town as well, superstar amongst superstars, and one of these days we're pretty sure that he is going to put a ring on Miss Fern's finger. Talking about superstars and karaoke, well, there's a Sir Stuart, and he's coming to town in a few weeks as well, and the odds are that he's going to bring his partner in crime, and that's Miss Shauna, the greatest chef in downtown Scotland. I want to do a big shout out to some other Scottish superstars. We've got a Mr. Doug. a man amongst man. He is our honky-tonk man. He is our man from Dunbar. A big good morning to you, Mr. Doug. We hope you're doing well. And one of these days, we're going to surprise you. And we might even come round and knock on your very front door with a bottle of rum and a bottle of Coke. There we are. But no Pepsi's allowed, is it? No, that's right. And of course, watching Receiver LaBouffe, she'll be dancing the church get down the pavement with a tub of ice as well. Where are we now? Well, we're dropping into what we'll call Messer Paphos, which is mid-Paphos. Just on the left-hand side now, this is the former, yes, former, it's now closed. Oh my goodness, traffic lights going to red again. Where's my mayor when I need him? Hey, where is he? He could have a phone call with Stavros, the chief of police, and he could just say, look, let that Englishman, yes, just let him go through red lights, let him park anywhere. You never know the new heights that our friendship could go to. Anyway, as I was saying, this is the former Super Home Centre DIY shop. I think the clue is in the name. It was a big DIY shop. It was also the former Debenhams, and it was also the Kids at Next, or Next at Kids, whichever way you get it around. Anyway, you've got to be a kid to go into that Next anyway, because it only makes little clothes for little people. Anyway, it's closed. It's going to be demolished very soon, and they're going to build a 27-storey and a 4-storey basement. Yes, they're going to build some ultra luxury apartments, obviously with a view to die for. So if you're looking for that perfect apartment with a view all the way out to Israel, perhaps, if your name is Ronnie Zamiri, that could be the perfect apartment for you. Yes, right. Tree Line Avenue down to downtown Kato Paphos. A lot of people know this road. Miss Maggie, she loves this road. Miss Nessie, she loves this road. Dame Ann, she loves this road. A lot of people know this road takes you straight down to paradise, but a lot of people also know that this road is absolutely Sherlock Holmes. The road service, as I keep saying about my Gumbarrow #1, the mayor, Paphos, the roads in Paphos, mate, they're terrible. Get some money from the EU and let's get them done up. And I know slowly but surely he is getting some money from the EU, and slowly but surely they are getting done. Some of the sections have been replaced and some of them are not too bad. But at the moment the focus is on the downtown Kato Paphos harbour, and in a couple of weeks, there's a lot of people concerned, but in a couple of weeks he promised us in our off-camera little meeting. He spent about 10 minutes with us, by the way. We were humbled, truly humbled. We thought if you watched those videos we were being told to bugger off, as I said on camera, and once we finished, someone came running down the street. It was actually one of the partners in crime, one of the traffic wardens, and they invited us to come over, and we had a good chat with Mr. Harris, who is the guy who owns the King's Restaurant on the harbour and the King's Hotel in downtown Tomb of the Kings. And it turns out that he's on the board of directors of the Paphos municipality, so obviously he's big chums with the #1. His name is Paphos, the mayor. And they invited us over and we sat down and had a really good chinwag. And to be honest, I was truly humbled by this man's greatness, and he was humble, really was indeed. He shook us by the hand, and I mean he shook us by the hand properly. It wasn't this feeble handshake, and it wasn't just this hello, how are you. He was genuinely interested, and he referred to us, well, he referred to us as digital marketers. I mean, I told him, well, we're a couple of idiots with a camera, which is basically a phone, and we wander around Paphos talking a load of old rubbish. He said, well, he'd heard of us, and he said, to be honest, you wander around Paphos talking sometimes some rubbish, but lots of time you spend a lot of time promoting Paphos, and that's what I mean by the words digital marketer. I want as many people to promote Paphos as is possible, and I want you to be on my team. That's what he said to us. So he's promised us an interview off camera, and he's promised us an interview on camera. And he's also told us that when we see him in and around Paphos, we are more than welcome to approach him. I befriended his bodyguard, and he's promised that he's not going to punch me. So if we see him out and about on our travels, we will walk up and say hello, and he's promised us that he will return the courtesy and say hello, and say hello to all of our family members, and he wishes every single one of you the greatest life in the world, and the greatest holidays in the world, and that is immaterial, this is what he said, of whether you choose to come to Paphos or not. Obviously he would like you to come to Paphos, but he understands understands that people come to Paphos 2-3 times a year, but some people come here once a year, some people might come here once every other year, or perhaps once every 4 or 5 years. At the end of the day, what he said to us was he wants everybody to know that Paphos is on a journey, and Paphos will eventually, over the next 5 years, become an even better place than it already is. So hats off to him. He comes in for a lot of criticism, and often I give him some as well. But if you remember, always I end with, he is a man with an impossible job. He cannot keep all of us happy all at the same time. But if you look at the projects that he's completed, the old tap, it's much, much better than it was before. If you look at some of the road improvements that have been done, they are much, much better than they were before. The coastal pathway, well, it was a bit of a shambles, and now it's getting better and better. The harbour, it's getting better and better. The promenade, he promised us within 6 weeks it will be kicking back into life. All the canopies will be up, and all of the road works to the back hopefully will be finished. So a big shout out to Paphos. We hope you're having a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you again in the very, very near future. Anyway, where are we? Downtown Kato Paphos. We just came past the Olympic Lagoon, possibly the greatest hotel in downtown Paphos. That's where Lady so sweet and Nigel Big Guns are checking in on Wednesday. Now this hotel here is the Amavi 5-star luxury beachside hotel, and whenever I come past this hotel I always think of one man. He lives in downtown Manchester. His name is Joe Cox, and his beautiful wife Miss Julie, and of course their sister Miss Kath. And they came over and had a birthday party. She was 50, and she brought her partner in crime, and he had a great 53rd birthday. So there you go, some superstars who were in Paphos over the Christmas period, and guess what? They're going to come and do it all over again. This hotel here, the Alexander the Great on the left, doesn't need much of an introduction. Very, very popular hotel indeed. It's the hotel where the Dame resides. That's Dame Anne. She's the girl in charge of pretty much everything on the Marika and Me channel, and she loves that hotel so much that she books in there twice a year, top floor with a spectacular view over the blue Mediterranean Sea, and she watches the sunset, and she says that it takes her breath away, and she absolutely cannot wait to come back in a couple of months. And there's a lot of other people like to stay there, we know that. Miss Maggie's going to book in there in around about June. Miss Nessie and Mr. Andy, they're coming there, I think it's September. So you know, that hotel is full of superstars that like to now and again come back and watch that humble little channel that is known as Marika and Me. I'm just the voice, but we have someone that is the star, and of course her name is Miss Ochin Gracevia LaBouffe. On that note, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter insanity. And if you really like what you've seen, why not go through to our About page and hit the Buy Me a Coffee icon. It's humbled when you do, and we thank you very, very much. That's how the channel is funded. We need some benzene for the car, and well, you're the ones that hopefully will keep us going, and we thank you from the bottom of our two hearts, and we really do. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.